Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday the 20th of March. So before we look at the currencies, let's have a quick look at the news events today, and in fact we're going to go forward a few days because it's such an important one. Today we've got nothing. Yesterday we had a Fed announcement, which is quite key to the markets here. There's been an agreement to settle things a bit quicker and provide liquidity effectively being done there, which is where is the little, let's just click on a tab, there you go, joint statement of announcing combined action to enhance provisional liquidity, there you go, with swaps etc. So that's the sort of move they do around really jittery markets where there's problems with liquidity flows. So the action's already been taken. I put that as a bit of a red flag, really, in these markets. I mean, yes, they're doing all these things quite early, but it isn't to say there's more problems to be had. Obviously, you've probably read or heard UBS has now taken over Credit Suisse to cover that problem. There could still be more banks out there having problems. Anyway, moving on this week, key thing here is the Fed rates etc. on Wednesday. We've got obviously the Fed rate itself. ECB is Lagarde is speaking at 8:45 that day as well. So I just get a feeling it's going to be a choppy week. And then we got all the flash manufacturing services coming through on Friday. Thursday's got the Swiss National Bank and the Bank of England. So plenty to move to the markets. Whether they move them all in the same direction is another question. So let's look at the technicals. My idea today was to select the currencies that are looking really smart, and I thought I'd pick on those only and miss the others. Perhaps cover the euro and the pound and yen. And then with the others just look at those pairs that are setting up. If I did that, I'd be just looking at the euro, the pound and the yen this morning. So we'll have a quick flick through, but there's nothing immediate, and I say immediate because things do change quite quickly sometimes and give us further opportunities to do something. We'll start off with the euro anyway, as normal, and it's choppy as anything on the dailies there. It was looking, and it still could. It's given us higher lows through on the 4 hourly, which you can see a little clearer on the hourly. It was looking like we were getting a bit of a reversal bar here a moment ago. Well, still could be a spinning top break. The higher that could see, the near-term highs reached. Not a lot of range in there in terms of market for wanting to be trading it. Certainly isn't the case. Looking at the pound dollar. Again, you can see on the hourly it's choppy as anything, and it's at near a key level here. I'll just see it better on the 4 hourlies here. Look, it's at that point where it could be putting a higher or confirming a proper higher low in a close a bit more significantly above where it is at the moment. Could show that, and it's just hanging in there on the hourlies. It's an each way bet. It's untouched daily pivot at the moment. It has got the high lows, high highs through there. It has got the potential of putting in a more significant higher low. We'll see how things develop, but with the central bank decisions this week, it could be all change. The dollar yen, well, the yen's taken the cup this morning for the best mover. It's It's moved stronger against the US dollar here. This is the US dollar yen, of course, so it's strengthened in the downward movement for the yen. Lower highs, lower lows, all sitting through here. It's a shame I wasn't up sort of around about 2 o'clock this morning, because that's when it started really rolling properly, and straight down to its S1. So not a lot there for me. Looking at like the Aussie dollar, well, oops. Come back to the Aussie dollar and click on the right buttons here. So Aussie dollar bouncing off its S1 at the moment on the where has it gone? It's switched back. sure someone in the background there is pressing a different button and it's switching back. Anyway, as I was saying, the Aussie dollar bouncing off its monthly S1 here. It's doing quite a decent job about it. On the short term, it has put a higher low in, just a bit like the pound dollar actually, quite correlated in the pattern, although at a much different, softer point for the Australian dollar. Looking here, it's on the lower time frames. It's obviously had a divergence over the highs there, and it's broken the low of that, and it's broken its trend line. This could suggest it will roll over some more. It's all done it a bit early. We've got some bigger volumes coming through. Be interested to see what happens, but that could roll back again. As much as it's fighting to make these new highs, it's struggling. Dollar CAD, well, consolidating on the dailies here, really not helping us at all. It's an inverted pattern of what we're seeing with the euro, pound and the Aussie, really. Almost, it's not quite near the point of breaking these lows then and giving us a lower high. So, and I think we're going to see even more chop as we run through the week. So, Canadian dollar really to and throwing, really. So I'll leave that alone. Now, I did a video on looking at currencies and looking for the best currency pairs and the correlations. You can see some correlations for sure. If we look through the yen pairs or the euro yen, we're seeing the correlation right the way through there. The yen's already strengthened against the euro, the pound. These moves have already happened. There isn't one particular currency I would say out of these that I would want to be trading, so it's ruled out the yen pairs this morning. CAD pairs, Euro CAD here, consolidation. It's often a pair that I look for because we get some nice clean trends out of it at times, but it's not showing too much there. Euro pound, it's not one I trade because it correlates too much, but even then you can see it's just chopping. So not a great morning in terms of looking even at the crosses this morning. As I say, all the yen pairs, actually I've got the CAD yen there, look, that's off. The Swissy yen, that's off. The New Zealand dollar yen, that's off. So it's the correlation through all those cross pairs is pretty much the same. We're seeing a very strong yen at the moment. That normally suggests a sign of uncertainty because it's a bit of a reserve currency in its own. I say reserve currency, but it's where the money tends to go when it's uncertain. Right. Okay. So can't. As I said, I was hoping to pick out a few that. All right, I'm looking at this, that, or the other, but it's not going to happen today. Anyway. Gold is running and is pushing on, which is a bit of the fear factor currency here with gold. Higher lows coming through there. It's pushed on through last week there, and certainly it's already today pushed up into its R1 level here. So it's a case of retracements is what's needed if you want to be buying into it, if you're not into it. Okay, that's gold. Oil, I've seen all sorts of comments made on oil here in terms of should we be buying it, and the answer is, what direction is it going in? On the chart, down? No. This is where retail traders think they can outsmart the market and get in there cheap. If you're looking at spot crude or Brent, now these prices are pretty. The pattern is the same on both markets. So if you look at whichever one you're looking at, it's a similar pattern. And the prices, well, they'll vary depending on the broker you're using in a lot of cases, unless you're trading the actual futures prices. So most brokers will give you a price for oil. You need to work it out. So when I'm talking about prices here, they all differ slightly. But what isn't differing slightly is the direction of this market at the moment. Why is it still going like it is? It's because the speculators are being caught, and speculators have more and more power in these markets. So even where they might have had bought the right thing, and there's potential for oil rather, to push up again. They've just got in it and they've had to close their positions. They're trying to balance books. The baby goes out with the bathwater often. If things go a little bit iffy, and we're seeing things a little bit iffy, and consequently oil's off. Now demand is not as high as it was either, so there's other factors that everyone was expecting, with the lockdown being done away with in China, that things would go flying, but it's not really gone that way, and the outlook's not massively great. So don't be surprised by what we're seeing here, and it could go further yet. Now, having said all this, of course it will possibly turn, but there's no need to be in at the very bottom. Patience, wait for it to show its hand. There's some pretty decent upsides from where it's sitting at the moment to its near-term highs here, but so it can have a bit of a turn, show us a higher low, and then we can look at it and see if anything's changed out there in the markets. Right, that's my little speech there. Morning, Michael, Ian. Yarrow, sorry. Morning, David. Right, the equity markets then. What's shaping up here across CSI 300? Obviously, still pointing southbound. The Nikkei started picking back a bit last week, but I'm not convinced by any of it, and it's rolled off again through the Asian session. Nifty 50, this to me is a sell on any retracements. The market's not liking what's going on this morning. We've got the S&Ps here off. Consolidation and a little bit of up. This could slide over some more. Technically, it looks like it's just putting a bit of a bear flaggy sort of move into things. The Dow no different, and the Nasdaq. This was being the stronger of the markets out there at this time, but it's flying back again. I'm sure someone does this. Someone behind the scenes here pressing the buttons here and switching it back. Anyway, the Nasdaq, as I was saying, it's even that. Well, it's the stronger of the rest of the markets. If any cheer comes through these markets, certainly I think the Nasdaq might take off a bit more. But for now, soft. Looking home, the DAX this morning. Just coming down the time frames here, lower highs, lower lows. It looks pretty soft. It's taken a bit of a bounce here in the short term off just through its S1, but already done quite a bit. What side of this market should you be on? The short side, of course, but there'll be a lot of buyers coming in as soon as they see a sniff of green on their charts. They think that's it, but I think we've got a lot of news to get through this week before we can go chasing any changes in the equity markets, and the outlook is not good. Anyway, FTSE again. FTSE was the golden child, but it's really, I mean, they say the bulls climb the stairs and the bears jump out the window. Classic example. Taken all that time since way back here to get to get up there, and it's taken a fraction of the time to get back down. Dithering markets. Obviously the FTSE's got a lot of finance businesses within, and it's taking the hit. Anyway, on that cheerful note, let's have a quick look at what's happened in the crypto world in terms of a look at Bitcoin, which has been up, and this time it seems to be catching the upside there. Saturday coming off a little bit, Sunday pushing back up and looking a bit more positive, and it's starting the day slightly more positive at the moment. I don't know why I'm coming down the time frames on that. Ethereum, let's just a quick look at Ethereum. Same situation here, pushing up, and it's there are some that are slightly down this morning, but the moves have been pretty decent. Chainlink still dragging its heels compared to the others, where it is relative to its prior highs there, but still got scope to carry on pushing to the upside at the moment. So a more bullish market there. Maybe it's a bit of safety. I would never call it a safe market. It's got no intrinsic value whatsoever. However, the retail market's jumping aboard, and the thing is, technically it's moving that way, so it makes it the right way it's going at the moment. Okay, on that sweet note, I wish you a great week, a great day, and I'll catch you in the morning. Bye for now.